Okay everybody, this is a review on some pocket knives, in particular case pocket knives, as you can see. I do have 5 more set aside over here that I am going to show. It's just this is the one I'm going to start with. And as you can see, it's the Pocket Worn Handles edition, and the box is in bad shape. But this is about knives. So here we go. Quick start. This is a Rustlock. It's got the red handles on it, and there's really not much I can say about this knife. I mean, it's made for one-handed opening. That's why it's got this that extends out. Just put your thumb on it, do a sweeping motion, and it opens it. And you can't really see it right there, but this is a 2002, and it says right there it's got USA, and it's got the numbers 61953. Now for those of you who don't know, as I said earlier, it's bone handle. That's what the 6 represents. 6 represents a bone handle. The 1 represents one blade, a single blade knife. And the 953 is Case's factory pattern number for the Rustlock. And then it's got an L, which means it's a locking knife, like thumb lock right there. And then of course it's got SS, which Case's knives are surgical steel, but it's stainless steel is what it is. Now for those of you who don't know, also the 1953 is 1953, which is also when William Russell Case passed away. That's what that is for. They made these, if I'm not mistaken, in memory of him. That's why they put the 1953 or the 1953 as the blade and the pattern number of these knives. But anyway, and if I'm wrong, correct me, please. I'm a history person. I love to know new stuff. So by all means, correct me if I'm wrong, or add to what I've said. But it's a really well-built knife. And for those of you also that don't know, Case is handmade in U.S. in Bradford, Pennsylvania. But this is not my everyday carrying knife. I do not use any of my Case knives, period. I just don't. They're too, I guess, collectible, in my opinion. And to me, I use just I think I paid $8 for it, Rough Rider knife, for my everyday use. But anyways, there's that one. It's the Rustlock. Nice knife. You can't beat it. But let's move on. Okay, here is contestant number 2. And I do apologize. As you can see right there, it says chrome vanadium. This is not a CV knife, or it does not have CV blades, I should say. This is not the box that the knife that is in it was supposed to come with. Reason being, I bought the display because I just couldn't resist. I loved it too much, couldn't pass it up, so they just give me a box. I bought it at I think Co-op. And this is another Pocket Worn Handle knife, yet again. And this one is the 4-bladed Congress. It's got harvest orange handles, Pocket Worn handles, as I said. A beautiful knife. I mean, a beautiful knife. Some people looks at pocket knives as just knives. I look at this and I see a work of art. I kid you not. Laugh at me if you want to, but I do. I see a work of art. And you can't get no better than this. Let me open the blades up so you can see it a little better and just see the blades that comes in the Congress. Okay, here it is with the blades open. Now it's a 2006, and this is probably my favorite style or pattern of knife that Case makes, is the Congress. I love the style. I love the blades in it. They're all different, but this blade right here, the coping blade, comes in handy for so much stuff, so many different things. That blade comes in handy. All the blades come in handy for just different stuff, different jobs. But it's just, and I know that from experience. No, I do not use this. Just throw that out there. Like I said earlier, I don't use any of my Case knives. But I do know that from experience because I have used Case Congresses before. I have had one that I used to use, but not anymore. And this is a stainless steel, as I said earlier. It's not the CV, but I mean, for collectible purposes, what's it matter? But this, honestly, people, is just it's a beautiful knife. Like, it's a work of art. It really is. But anyways, don't want to spend too much time on one knife, so let's move on, see what else. Okay, now I've got this one, and I don't think, no, you're not going to be able to read it, but this is a chrome vanadium box. However, the knife in this is actually the chrome vanadium still. So, but let's get this sucker out and let you people see it. After all, that's what you're watching the video for. Now, this is just a kind of a lower end, I guess you could say, of one of Case's knives. It's just the yellow Delrin handle, and this is a 3-bladed Stockman, by the way. But it's just yellow Delrin handles, synthetic plastic, not bone. This is the CV still, though. Like I said, let me open the blades for you. There it is with the blades open. Now, for those of you who don't know, like I said, this is CV chrome vanadium, and it will rust unless you keep a thin film of oil on the blades. Although it will get a patina on it if you use it. Now, some people like the patina. Personally, this is the first chrome vanadium knife I've ever owned, and I do not intend to use it. So, but just let me know what you think of the CV still. I'm open to comments between it and the stainless. Please let me know. But on to some more. And here we go, and as you can see, yes, another pocket worn handle. Now, this one I got actually not too long ago, and yet again, this is one of my favorite knives, as are all of my Case knives, I guess. So here's this one, and this one, like the Congress, has got the pocket worn handles, and it's also the Harvest Orange. Yet again, another reason why I could not pass this up. I love the Harvest Orange pocket worn handles. Absolutely love it. Now, there's one weird thing about this knife that this is the first one I've seen, and that's another reason why I wanted it. So I got it. It's a Stockman, a 3-bladed Stockman, but I don't know if you can tell. It's straight. It's just a straight knife. There's no curve in it like the yellow one. Let me get the yellow one out and compare. See, you can see how this one's it's got a curve in it. And this is the normal Stockman that I've seen. I haven't seen these. I haven't. I don't know if I've just missed them, or they're new, or what. And let me know if anybody knows, let me know. But there's one thing I like about this knife in particular, And that is this. I like how this blade is made. And I don't know if you can really see this, but it's got a little, like a drop right there, and it's on both sides. And that just, I don't see that a lot on case knives. And it's really neat. I really like it, I really do. Let me open the other blades up for you. Here it is with the blades open. Now, this is not as long of a knife as the yellow Stockman. This is a little shorter. And there's one thing. Now, I may be stupid for doing this, and if I am, I'm sorry. But there's one thing I don't really like about this. The thumb place, the place to open your blade on that blade right there, the sheep's foot, is so, it's hardly not even there. I mean, you can see that right there is a pretty big, for the life of me, cannot think of what those are called. But it's there. That is easy to open. I mean, the nail mark. It's easy as crap to open, the spay blade. But that sheep's foot blade, it's hard. I mean, yeah, for collectible purposes, I guess I am stupid for being that way, but I mean, why couldn't Case went ahead and done the same with this blade as they did this one? I mean, I don't get it. But anyways, on to another knife. Sorry. Okay, these are the last two knives that I've got. And I don't know if Case has any knives that comes in these gray boxes at the moment. If they might, I don't know. I haven't really looked. But these are not new. These are not new knives. These are they're old ones that I've got give to me. And they didn't have boxes. So I called Case and they sent me 2 boxes for free. And they also sent me this. It's a Case pocket guide to pocket knives, Case pocket knives. It's got anatomy of a Case knife. It's basically how the knife's put together. Really, it's a real good description of how they put them together. And this down here, it's a basic blade shapes graph. You're not going to be able to read it, but it's got different blade shapes, what they're called, just different stuff. And on the other side, it explains what the numbers mean on the blades, and it's got a little ruler to measure your blade or your knife, whatever. And then it's got the different tang stamps. Like that one's from 1905. This one right here at the end of my thumb is from 1905 to 1920. Now I know you can't read it, but I'm just pointing it out to kind of describe it a little. And it goes all the way down to the current one, which is from 2010 to present. So, and for those of you who don't know, from 2000 until now, they've done this since 1970, which is the dot system. But in 2000, they started using 5 dots and 5 X's. Well, starting in 2000, a dot was removed every year. And if I'm not mistaken, the same goes for 2010 to present. They remove a dot. So, but anyways, they sent me that and the 2 boxes. Now, just go ahead and start with this one. And as I said, these I got give to me. And yes, I absolutely hate the shield's missing. I hate that. I really wish it had the shield. But this is a 2-bladed trapper. My dad gave me this, and as you can see from that blade, it has been used. And you can't really, well, actually, yeah, you can tell. The handles are worn big time. I mean, it's a 1989. Although the Spay blade, apparently he never used, because you can still see the grooves in it from where they made the blade. But it's a 1989 two-bladed trapper. And he gave it to me. He knew what it was. Honestly, I didn't think he'd ever give me this, but he gave it to me, and I've used it maybe twice. Actually, I don't even think I've used it that much. But when somebody gives me something, especially like a case knife, I tend not to use it because I don't want to lose it. I don't want to break the blade. You know, I just want to keep it as a keepsake. But I really like this knife. It's a little bigger than what I would prefer to carry. It's a little longer. And honestly, I prefer something with 3 blades. A little picky, I guess, but I mean, it's a nice knife. I mean, and he actually gave it to me for the intent that I do use it, but he knows I don't, so I'm okay. But anyways, let's get to our last one. Okay, everybody, this is the last knife. Hopefully you've sat through the whole video, because I know it's been a long video. But this is the last one, and then it's over. If I can get the box open here. Now, this is, like I said, a used knife. This is a 1973 two-bladed jack knife. And this is actually the first one of this style that I've ever had. And I got it given to me by my grandmother. It was actually my grandfather's before he passed away. There's not really a lot I can tell you about this knife. And yet again, the tip on this is broke, and I absolutely hate that. But my grandfather used it. He wasn't like me. He had a case knife and he used it. But I like the patina on this blade. A lot of people that I know that collects case knives, they only collect is what they call the black steel blade knives, and this is what they're talking about. The old knives, they would turn black, the blades, and I mean that's just, it's patina is what it is. And I like the patina on this knife. I really do. And no, like I said, I don't use it. I mean, let me get this other blade open. Although, when I got it, it was pretty dull. So I sharpened it. That's one thing about me. I don't care if I don't use it. If it's a pocket knife and I own it, it's got to be sharp. It has to. That's just one of my problems, I guess. Flaws, whatever you want to call it. If it's a knife and I own it, it has to be sharp. I mean, it's a knife. I mean, seriously. If it's not sharp, it defeats the purpose of being a knife, in my opinion. But it's a 1973 two-bladed jackknife. This is probably more along the lines of what I would want to carry. Or maybe, I'd say the biggest that I would go is probably the Congress that I showed you earlier in the video. That, I probably would not want to get a knife longer or bigger or bulkier, whatever you want to say, than that. I carry enough in my pocket as it is, so I don't want something big and bulky that, you know, takes up a lot of space. But that's it. This is the last one. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, if you've got any questions, just leave comments, or if you just want to comment, tell me which one was your favorite. If you've got any questions about the knives, just whatever. Just leave me a comment. Let me know. Thanks for watching.